Been 14 months since the Warriors lost a home game. It'll start in the hands of the champs, in the hands of the MVP, Steph Curry. Golden State had a back-to-back Tuesday and Wednesday. They won in overtime at Utah, and John and I will go through it in the next few minutes. So that really showed you how much this team is selling out to get the record. Draymond Green begins with a three.
Well, not your typical ball movement there from the Golden State Warriors. A standstill contested three goes down from Draymond. Not a great sign if you're a Boston fan.
Important game for the Celtics at 43 and 32. Playoff-bound team in all likelihood trying to solidify a spot. Jared Sullinger guarded by Bogut with the step back. It's short. Here goes Steph. Hit ahead Clay. Just off his hands and a turnover. That's one thing Brad Stevens, the Celtics coach, pointed out to us, John, before the game. Cannot have those runouts, can't have the back cuts, body position, so important defensively for his team here tonight.
But what they have to have is turnovers, and they got one there. They're #1 in the NBA in forcing turnovers, and Golden State is susceptible to turning the basketball over, getting a little complacent as Bradley can't get his first jumper to go.
Bogut, terrific passing big man, trails the play, and Green left free. Draymond Green has opened with back-to-back threes.
So you get Green knocking down a couple. Steph or Clay have not taken one. Harrison Barnes a 36%er. They can come from everywhere.
Evan Turner on the turn and toss. Mentioned he jumped into the starting lineup after the injury to Crowder, the former #2 overall pick from Ohio State. Draymond. Little heat check going for three.
Little Steph Curry heat check there, about 5 feet behind the line. I'm not so sure Steve Kerr is happy with that.
Happy with that. The block by Green on the drive by Avery Bradley. Kept alive by Isaiah Thomas. Turner no. Sullinger on the glass. Stripped by Thompson. Such excitement and enthusiasm every time one of these Warriors gets in position to do something. The oohs and ahs. Curry has thrown it away twice here tonight. On the push, Turner, Amir Johnson, former Piston who was with Toronto over the last 6 years, makes it 6-4.
But how about how easy Steph gets by Isaiah Thomas there? I mean, it's the ball handling. I don't think we've seen really anything like it. I go back to maybe an Isaiah Thomas was one of the great ball handlers.
The Isaiah Thomas.
Well, that's right.
Not here tonight.
I guess we have to clarify that. Yes, the one that played for the Pistons, who was a pretty good player.
This Isaiah Thomas coming off a sensational month. Missed the three, an all-star appearance in February. Scored over 20 in every game in March. Klay Thompson slips as he tried to bring that in. That's a third Warriors turnover. They're on a pace of 1 a minute right now.
Well, that's what makes this team so dangerous. Steph has thrown 2 away, as you mentioned, and he tried it again. That was the same pass he threw away a minute and a half ago, but he's going to try it again. They don't care. They play with such great confidence, and it's instilled by Steve Kerr that he allows them to just be themselves.
I think Steve is happy with the volume of turnovers, but it's when they have that almost laissez-faire attitude that they know they can burst and score on a team, that they seem to try those home runs.
Or they can defend when they have to as well, Mike. They can win games defensively. It's not just about scoring at will, which they typically do. When it gets down to 5 minutes to go in a game, if it's close, their defense is as good as anybody in the league.
We saw that as we went through the finals last year when they had to lock down. Vic Buchert, the official, needed some help. Mark Ayotte, and it was out of bounds, they say, last off the Warriors. Turner turned it over. And Draymond Green on the push. Trying not to give Curry room. Avery Bradley, long-armed, good defender. This needs to get going for Golden State. And these very smart fans know that Harrison Barnes has been struggling. So good to see the first one go down and make it a 9-4 lead.
Well, nothing but threes, 2 from Draymond. Now Harrison knocks one down. Curry yet to shoot the basketball.
Do they have anybody else who can make threes on this team?
I think they have a couple of guys.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, Curry Thompson, not too bad.
Check that. Isaiah Thomas looked to draw the call as he was knocked down. Draymond boards it, brings it up. And a fourth turnover for Golden State. You just see Steve Kerr's face and body language. He gets more frustrated with sloppy turnovers trying to hit the home run.
Right, but that was a nice executed play, a down screen for Steph, which you don't see a whole lot of early in transition. Caught Boston off guard. He was open, just kind of fumbled the basketball.
Jared Sullinger knocks one down, tighten it to a three-point game. It's been good to watch Jared's progression here. He's got a little more stamina. He's able to play deeper into games and not fade in the second half, which was a problem. Barnes missed the three there.
Well, and the back was an issue when he came out. And he carries a lot of weight, but he's been healthy for the most part. He's turned himself into a nice jump shooter.
Knocked the three down. He's got 27 of those, and Steve Kerr doesn't like it, and he'll take an early timeout. All even at 9. Less than 5 minutes gone by here in the first.
And sold out in just minutes. Luckily, you can still win a spot for your son or daughter, age 9 to 16, to attend this great camp courtesy of ScholarShare. Enter for your chance to win at Warriors.com/DraymondCamp.
Having a good time out there. Don't stop the party. Don't stop the party. I'm running through the world like a running back. Scarface world's my running back. 30,000 people in here know me. 80,000 people in London, Wembley. 90,000 people in Morocco, and I'm just getting warmed up. Catch me with red one in Stockholm, Beirut Cafe, getting my drink on. Where all the pretty women hit the hookah. All of them sweet, azúcar. Dale disfruta. They can't, they won't, they never will stop the party. They can't, they won't, they never will stop the party. I bet y'all having a good time out there. Don't stop the party. Don't stop the party. I'm from the city where they stretch, yeah, like Slinky. And now I'm doing shows in Helsinki. I know what y'all thinking that you can outthink me, but you can't, frankly. I'm out for the Benjis, Frankies, you know. Just cause you ain't me, don't hate me. As a matter of fact, you should thank me. Even if you don't, you're welcome, Yankees. Zigga, 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 zow. Who got the keys to the world now? Yours truly, blow, 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 blow. They can't, they won't, they never will stop the party. They can't, they won't, they never will stop the party.
Great weekend in Houston. Final four on Saturday of the NBA Sunday Showcase on Sunday. Very important game for the Rockets right now on the outside of the playoff picture, looking in against an Oklahoma City team that's put together some good games over the last few weeks. So the Thunder and the Rockets, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC, and of course available on the Watch ESPN app. Those of you finding us here on ESPN2, Draymond Green hit 2 threes to start. 9-3 since. Our game tied at 9. Not the first shot attempt for either of the Splash Brothers, and Klay Thompson put up a brick.
I find it interesting that Brad Stevens told us as we spoke to him before the ball game, he was real impressed with OKC. Like,
yes.
He thinks that they have a real opportunity to come out of the West. He thought they were that good.
Jump ball here for Amir Johnson and Draymond Green. Oklahoma City getting another big victory last night for Brad Stevens' team. They are on the road here again, 18-20 on the road this year. And an odd time, much like Miami, to get a West Coast trip for an Eastern-based team as you head to the final couple of weeks of the season. They won Saturday in Phoenix, lost the Clippers on Monday night by 24, and lost an entertaining game to Portland in Oregon last night.
That's a terrific coach. This team was 19-19 at one point, Mike, and 24 and 13 since. The offense has been terrific, 109 a game since that point. And they get after defensively, especially this guy here, Avery Bradley.
And really, John, when you think about it, not the most talented roster in terms of offensive players to go get buckets. This guy's been terrific, Isaiah Thomas. Stop and start there. And Evan Turner in the paint. Gets two, and the C's on top by two.
No, I'm with you. It's a collection of a lot of good players. And you mentioned Jay Crowder being out tonight, another really good player. But do just good players win titles? No, you have to have that alpha dog. You've got to have a superstar player. Now, Isaiah Thomas, close. He's an all-star. But can he do it in the playoffs and carry a team? I guess we'll find out.
Sullinger, big and burly to the basket, draws the contact and the foul. This is a Celtic team that has 6 players who scored double-digit points and 8 players balance it over 20 minutes.
They do it by committee, and really, other than Isaiah, you don't know who's going to be that second scorer on a nightly basis. Yeah, Bradley averages 15. Olynyk can come off the bench and score. Turner's another guy they like to bring off the bench when Crowder starts. A lot of question marks on the offensive end on a nightly basis, who you can rely on to be a consistent scorer.
That was the first foul of the game. We went half a quarter without a personal foul. It was on Andrew Bogut. Sullinger missed them both. Celtics lead remains 2.
But Danny Ainge has this team in position to do a lot of good things. Another Warrior turnover.
The Warriors have slipped a couple of times down this, and 6 turnovers. First 6.5 minutes. Bogut picks up his second foul as he knocks down Amir Johnson, who was going to the basket. So 2 on the starting center of the Warriors.
Well, this is exactly what you were talking about, right? A little sloppy, complacent. They scored 9 quick points, up 9-3. And 5 turnovers now as you see Steph, simply just steps over and the left leg just slips out. And obviously you can't control that, but 5 early turnovers. That's really, if you can say there's a problem with a team that's 68-7, that's the only one you can say is maybe a little bit careless with the basketball at times. Well, that's it. There's nothing else that's a weakness on this team. The world would love to have these problems.
Yes, it would.
Just some lazy plays every once in a while.
Warriors try to get organized here. They bring in Anderson Varejao out for Bogut with 2. And Leandro Barbosa comes in for Klay Thompson. At 12-3, Celtics run. Marcus Smart has checked in to get Evan Turner first subs of the game. There's Perry with the quickness. Steve Nash is in the building. Dribble kept alive. A la Nash. Varejao on the re-tee. Johnson down. Draymond Green down. We got a lot of bodies on the floor here.
What's going on with the floor?
Foul on Amir.
I don't think the San Jose Seals are still playing here, are they?
No, they are not. Here's Brad Stevens from an earlier timeout.
Hey, great job in transition of matching out the shooters. Let's get everybody back. Let's make sure transition supersedes matchup.
It's one thing they are is Varejao scores inside. Anderson hasn't given them much offense, just 52 points in his first 18 games. It's a very disciplined team on the defensive end, this Boston group.
I like that. Transition supersedes matchups, right? Just get back and get to somebody. I don't care who it is. If you have to run out to Steph Curry and you're Jared Sullinger, you do it.
Draymond Green trying to find a third 3. Look at Varejao chase it down, but Sullinger is there. So a low-scoring start to this one for the Warriors, and Isaiah Thomas off on the 3. I love watching Curry. As soon as the team secures a rebound, he loves getting a sprint. Nobody stopped Green until Sullinger met him at the rim, and Jared picks up the foul. Ohio State on Michigan State.
They were
Big Ten
jawing.
contact.
Yeah, they were jawing a little bit before the game, having some fun.
Yeah, good jawing. Good jawing.
Ohio State didn't make the tournament, and Michigan State was eliminated after 1 round, so neither of them had much room to talk. As Draymond showing a little hops there. But that, we're talking about Brad Stevens and in transition. That's what's changed so much in the game over the past few seasons. Remember, there used to be 3-on-2s where you would run to the wing and then make a beeline for a layup.
Yes.
Not so much.
No.
You just run to the three-point lines, and even guys that can't shoot threes run to the three-point line. And instead of getting an easy, uncontested layup, teams settle for open threes. And that's why a little bit while scoring has not been what it's used to. You know, back in the day, it was always an automatic. There's not an automatic on a 3-on-1 or a 3-on-2.
I love being here with you. I get to do so many of these games with Hubie Brown, and still, as Bradley turns and hits, Avery Bradley gives the Celtics a 1-point lead. If there's a fast break and these guys run to the line, Olynyk with a push in the back. They want the goaltend on this one.
Thought it hit the glass, didn't you, Mike? It might not have gone in, but the ball hit the glass. And you cannot hit the ball after it hits the glass.
Steve Kerr is adamant about that. Now looking up at the replay, it clearly did.
Yeah, that's
as Marcus Smart got it. All the officials looking in the other direction.
You see, now why can't we look at that right now? We have instant replay.
It would take 5 minutes. That's
no,
why.
it should. Well, this is the Avery Bradley jump shot.
Right.
It's not going to tell us much about the goaltend.
Yeah, and then on the other end, Marcus Smart got a piece of it after it went off the window. Everybody's looking at the Olynyk foul because it was transition, was hard in the back, and it was a good foul because Varejao misses both free throws.
But clearly the call was missed. That ball hit the backboard. It should have been a goaltend.
Bradley. Avery Bradley, when he came in after 1 year at Texas, did not have a great outside shooting stroke. He has worked on it and improved it significantly. Barbosa cutting hard to the basket.
Mike, that was very kind that he did not have a very good shot because he had no shot. And no, honestly, this guy worked tirelessly to become a nice mid-range shooter, and he actually shoots the ball from three. Well, there's another one. He comes off screens. He's off the dribble. Really made himself into an excellent offensive player.
Barnes teed up by Varejao for the three. It's a couple of long passes, and Brad Stevens knows they cannot live with that. So the timeout taken here at the 3-minute mark in our game, all even at 18 apiece.
Well, and Boston typically very good in transition. They only allow 10 fast break points per game. The Golden State Warriors 20.8 fast break points per game, #1 in the league. So Brad Stevens is going to let his unit know about it.
You know, John, these two teams played earlier in the year, and it was a milestone game in some regards because it was the last game that Golden State won in that NBA record 24-0 start to the season. But one of the things we've seen in that matchup, which was double overtime, we'll show you some of the highlights of that, and then the two meetings last year, Boston has played Golden State pretty well. Here are the highlights of the game on December 11th. Back and forth, 2 overtimes. Steph Curry had an unusually poor shooting night, but got it going as the game went on. 38 points, 124-119. Remember, Olynyk had a chance at the end of regulation to hit a basket to win the game, and then that's perfect start to the season. But the Warriors got the victory, and then the next night they lost for the first time in Milwaukee. Tight turnaround, back-to-back, and they lost. But what is it, in your opinion, about the way the Celtics are constituted and the way they play that matches up well with trying to give Golden State a good game?
Well, they're #1 in the NBA in forcing turnovers. You can force turnovers against the Warriors that score. They score about 19 a game off of those turnovers. They do a great job in transition. I just talked about it. They only give up 10 points per game in transition, and then they're #1 in the NBA in defending the three. Who's the best three-point shooting team in the NBA?
Right.
It's the Golden State Warriors. So you do those three things, you give yourselves a chance. Now remember, in that game, no Harrison Barnes, no Klay Thompson in Boston. That's a little bit of a difference maker, but nonetheless, Boston has played them well over the past 3 meetings against this great Warrior team.
You talk about great. It's a historic perspective time because the Golden State Warriors have been in count-up mode, 64, 65. Now sitting as we start tonight at 68 wins. Now it's kind of a countdown for them. Can they get to the record for the Bulls? Here are the numbers that the Warriors are chasing for these last 2 weeks of the season. The Bulls' record of 72 most wins of the season. They're sitting on 68. 40 wins is the all-time home record. That Celtics team was 40-1. The Warriors have 5 home games left. They are 36-0 to this point. And the chance to get the road wins. 2 left, John, as they have won 32 away from here.
It's incredible to look at the standings and see 68-7. I guess partly because we've never seen it before. It's the greatest start in 75-game history. But I even said it to Bob Myers, the great GM of this team, who's put together an incredible unit, and he said the same thing. He said, I look at 68-7 and I can't understand it. It's just, it seems like it's not even possible.
Disbelief internally as well. The cutting Bradley was fouled by Varejao. Anderson picks up his first. Each team 3 team fouls here. 2:51 in the first quarter. By the way, Cleveland, that game just ending over on ESPN, beat Atlanta. So the Cavaliers able to stay 2 up in the loss column on Toronto, and that Atlanta loss important for Celtics because sitting at 32 losses like this Boston team. And we welcome in those of you who watched the Cleveland victory in Atlanta in overtime. Mike Tirico, John Barry, J.A. Adonde with you at Oracle Arena in Oakland, where it has been a slow start for the Warriors. Steph Curry's turned it over 5 times. Golden State is only 6 of 13, which we usually see them shoot better. And right now, John, Boston, which has given the Warriors a problem over the last couple of years in terms of close games. Right now, the Celtics leading by 1.
And there's another turnover. 7 first quarter turnovers for 7 Boston points. That's what they do best. The Celtics will turn you over, #1 in the league. You better do that when you play the Golden State Warriors and get back on defense.
Jonas Jerebko with the miss. Warriors back the other way. Leandro Barbosa finds Curry. He missed a 3 earlier, so Steph 0 for 2 from deep so far. Matter of fact, both he and Klay Thompson are scoreless to this point. And Jerebko knocks down the outside shot. The Warriors facing a Celtics team that played last night in Portland. Oh, Curry behind the back. Livingston. This is me.
Hey, Mike, get ready.
Yep, it was close. But it is another turnover.
8. And they've had quarters like this. You remember in Portland, they had, I think they had a 13 turnover quarter in Portland when they were pasted right after the All-Star break. And if you're looking for something that they don't do well, that would be the only thing. A little bit of complacency with the basketball at times. We're seeing it here tonight in the early going.
No Jay Crowder for the Celtics. One of their key contributors, Marcus Smart, from the outside, has just had a horrific season shooting the 3. It was kept alive on good hustle by Terry Rozier, the rookie, who's seeing minutes in the absence of Crowder tonight. Curry trying to get going. Gets doubled. The extra pass finds Draymond Green. Very out of sorts start for the Warriors. Similar to the game in Utah on Wednesday night, where they were in an offensive funk but broke out of it with a terrific close. And we'll hear from Steph Curry a little bit later on in this game how important it was the first time he, during a game, thought about this pursuit of 73 wins was in that 4th quarter against the Utah Jazz, where they had to come from behind to beat Quinn Snyder's team. Jerebko free. Kelly Olynyk, good shooter from the outside, is off. See if they go 2 for 1 or just try to get a good shot, which they haven't gotten many of thus far.
Out of sorts, discombobulated, un-Warrior-like quarter right here.
Steph dribbled everybody to him and found Varejao. Marcus Smart goes quick and gives the Warriors a full clock.
And it wasn't a 2 for 1.
I had no idea what that was.
That was not a great play, and here you are, though, if you're the Golden State Warriors, shooting a paltry 41%, and you're right here in the ball game, turning it over 8 times.
No points from Thompson or Curry until now. Steph with the 3. Final seconds. Smart loses it. Jerebko with the heave, and the quarter comes to an end. So they turn it over 8 times. No splashes from the splash.
Well, Steph has had 3 open looks, and if he gets 3 open looks, he's usually going to make them. But The last one, we've got to defend better, but we needed to take that last shot. So we've got to play a little bit better offensively. We've got to take advantage of the open shots, got to take advantage of our free throws if you're going to have a chance to win this game.
Flip side, you managed to score without any points from Isaiah Thomas. How do you get him going in this game?
Well, I think the biggest thing is he's doing a good job of finding other guys. We're going to have to play through our bigs. We're going to have to involve our bigs in every play. I thought the ball movement on the last few possessions was really good for us. He'll get going.
Your three-time break. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Jay, thank you. Terry Rozier at the line for the Celtics. He missed his free throw. Boston 3 of 8 at the line thus far tonight. Rozier, the rookie out of Louisville. Of course, you see Brad Stevens, the Celtics coach, on this weekend. You can't help but think about the 2 back-to-back national championship games that he took Butler to. Losing to Duke, Gordon Hayward half-court shot that almost went in just short. Like Klay Thompson's shot there, just short. And then 11, UConn beating Butler for the national title. Brad's done a fine job, 25 wins year 1, 40 last year, and already guaranteed a winning season for the Celtics at 43-32, sitting in the 6th spot in the East. Ian Clark, most Spates, Sean Livingston off the Golden State bench to start this quarter. 9 on the shot clock, and here is Barnes. John Barry, that's 2 threes for Harrison Barnes after 1 of his last 10 from deep for the Warriors.
Big time. That's 3 threes actually, Mike.
You're right. You're right.
And this is a guy that you mentioned earlier has been struggling a little bit. Got to get him going. And he's shooting with a lot more confidence. Talked to Bruce Frazier, the great assistant coach for Steve Kerr, who works with the shooters. Takes credit for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. J.A. and I were talking to him before the game, said, you have to lead the league in assists. And you don't lead him in rebounds. We know that.
Spates off the miss.
Yeah, but they got to get Harrison Barnes going. Such a huge factor for them last year and really went through a tough stretch shooting the basketball, and he seems to be back.
The Celtics have been a mess here. They missed their last 6 shots. A couple of turnovers along the way. And the Warriors have taken the 4-point lead, still playing without Andre Iguodala and Festus Ezeli, but they're getting close as Sean Livingston hits that shot and takes the lead up to 6.
He's been so much better this year than he was last year. It just seems to be so much more confident, a little more aggressive on the offensive end, and his mid-range shooting so much improved. Oh, scary play there as Rozier looks like he's going to be okay.
Hit the deck hard as he was getting boxed out. Foul called on the Warriors.
I mean, Boston's a good team, right?
Yes. I think
so could the Warriors play much worse than they did in the first quarter? And they're still up 2 points, right? 7 of their 8 field goals assisted. And you always hear Doc Rivers, great coach down with the LA Clippers, talk about, we're not playing hero ball, do it together. The Warriors never do that. They still rely on one another. They have confidence in one another. Whether they're playing horribly, whether they're turning it over, whether they're playing great, they trust one another, and they never care who's the guy that gets it done. That's what's just so impressive about them. And they have a lot of guys that can get it done.
And who do a lot, too. Like a couple of trips ago, it's a great Klay Thompson box out to keep Olynyk off the board, start transition the other way. You know, Klay, you're the #1 option on the floor right now, scoring-wise. Jerebko inside ends that long drought for the Celtics and gets them back within 4.
Well, Mike, I don't think you hear a lot of people talk about trust factor with teams. You have to trust. If I go try to help you, then I know somebody's going to come help me. And there's a lot of teams, and they're not good teams when you don't have a trust factor. And they have it. Every single guy will make a winning play.
Jerebko off on the 3.
Boston will play with pace. Number 3 in the NBA in pace.
They're just not seeing the ball go down. They're just 1 of 9 shooting the 3. It's a couple of rebounds now for Terry Rozier, 6'1".
Again.
Turner slipped. I mean, a lot of slipping here. It's not as though it's an unseasonably warm day. We're very humid in the building. I mean, a lot of guys slip. Thompson on the drive. Beats Olynyk to the rim. And the Warriors lead by a half dozen.
Mike, that is the different part of his game. I remember when he came in the league, very rarely would he go in the paint.
Yep.
Shot very few free throws. His ability now to put it on the deck and get to the rack, much, much improved. Nice block.
Livingston Locks Turner, 5 to shoot, 6 I should say, and it's last off of Turner, so it is Warriors ball when we come back. Golden State leading by 6.
Next to me. It's that sound once again, Warrior fans. Time to honor the season ticket holder of the game. And we've got a brother and sister duo right here. Club 200. Give it up for Dimitri and his sister Marina right here. Jakubowicz right here hanging out. From Pacifica, loyal season ticket holders since 2006. Warrior fans, let's hear it for them. They are here each and every night here at Oracle Arena. And this season ticket holder is brought to you by ZTE. Now, I got to ask you a little question here. Who is your favorite Warrior player of all time?
Chris Mullin.
Chris Mullin, Mr. Buzzcut himself, one of the best shooters we've had in Warriors history. That's a nice one. And your favorite Warrior moment in 07 when Baron Davis had that slam dunk in your face to AK-47 in the playoffs. We all remember it here at Oracle. This place went nuts. Well, as a thank you for being such loyal season ticket holders, we're going to give you a Warriors prize pack filled with lots of goodies to enjoy and share. And since this is brought to you by ZTE, we have a brand new Axon phone courtesy of our friends at ZTE. That's all yours right there. So, with that said, Oracle Arena, can I get a whoop whoop? It's our season ticket holders of the game. Give it up for Dimitri and Marina Jakubowicz. Make some noise. It's time to party. Come on.
The Warriors season ticket wait list has grown to 24,500 and counting. Join the wait list to get priority pre-sale access to round 1 of the 2016 playoffs and enjoy exclusive access to the best possible season tickets the moment they become available.
There, I want you to notice this. Charlotte has moved up to 3rd. 2, 3, 6, and 7, if you will, are in their own side of the bracket in the Eastern Conference. That means, as of right now, Toronto or Charlotte or Boston or Detroit, one of those 4 teams would be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Correct.
So it is an interesting window of time here. Miami stays in that 4 spot, Cleveland in the 1, as teams jockey for position. Spates denied there. But spots 3 through 6 with Atlanta, Miami, Charlotte, and Boston separated by just that 1 loss as we head to the final dozen days of the NBA season.
So if Miami wins in Sacramento, which are up comfortably, I believe.
66-48 at halftime.
Okay, so
with no Dwayne Wade and no Boogie Cousins, by the way.
And they win that game, they're tied with Miami in the 3-hole. And you want to get out of the 4 because that gives you Cleveland second round.
Right.
And look, Miami has given Cleveland some problems.
Yeah.
They really have.
Harrison Barnes is off, rebounded by Turner.
Well, how about on the other end of that, Mike? We talk about Memphis, which obviously has been devastated by injuries.
So if Spates for the foul here, they will. Spates' arms were down, so he'll get the call.
They're 1 game in the loss column ahead of Portland.
Memphis
to go down to the 6th seed, Memphis would. And that could set up a Portland LA Clipper first round. And what a job Terry Stotts has done with that group. That was a rebuilding season.
Yes, it was.
That's what they had in mind. And if anybody tells you any different, they're not telling you the truth, because they're playing guys that have never been in a real rotation. Obviously, there's a few guys. C.J. McCollum is going to be your most improved player of the year. Aminu's played well for them.
Well, just ask the Celtics. Al-Farouq Aminu hit huge threes last night. Yeah, in the Portland win. And you mentioned Mo Harkless now in the starting lineup. So
Noah Vonleh, they played a lot early in the season. Terrific job by Terry Stotts and the Blazers. That could be a fun series, Clippers-Blazers.
Loose ball foul. Stay down here on the Celtics. And here's Brad Stevens, last time out.
Hey, we've got to play better offensively than we are right now. Defensively, we're doing a good job. Make good plays. Here we go.
Celtics shooting 32% at the start of this one.
1 of 9 from 3 as well, Mike.
Ian Clark's pass is taken away by Evan Turner. They brought Isaiah Thomas back in. See if the little man can get the offense going for this Celtic team. Limited just 5 points in this second quarter. Amir Johnson in the lane a long time. Going to get an N1 as Klay Thompson slaps him.
He said the exact thing you were talking about, Mike. In that lane for a long time, he said to Monty McCutcheon, 3 seconds, he never left. Amir, not a guy that's going to get a lot of touches, but he finds himself available underneath the rim, and he's got a good touch. Not a great touch from the free throw line, but been a solid contributor to this Boston team this season.
It's 11th year in the league. Amir Johnson turns 29 on May 1st. That last class of guys who came straight out of high school. There's Sean Livingston throwing it over the rim.
That's what I love what the Warriors do, Mike. They find mismatches. And it's Livingston on Rozier right now. We'll see if they come back to it next time down as Rozier throws up not a very good shot. Brad Stevens agrees.
Yes.
We got to play better offense. That's not what I meant, Tarek.
And it went right back to it, John. That time Livingston couldn't hit the shot. It's out of bounds last off of Sean. We talk about Steve Kerr and the great job that he and Luke Walton have done. Every time you watch the games, and the Warriors have been so much fun to watch. I asked Steve, you and Luke seem to have such a great, constant conversation going on, as you see right there. Amir Johnson's going to line up for 3, and that's well off.
24%er from behind the arc.
Clark on the drive, can't get it, and Johnson on the rebound. And Steve said one thing that Luke is great at is seeing matchups and mismatches as the game goes on, as you were just talking about. Speights gets this rebound. And Steve said that their conversations during the game help the flow of the game. And hey, we've got this mismatch, let's go get it and go after it.
Right, and Luke made the point to Steve that, you know, as Speights knocks down the 3, got 23 threes for Mo Speights. Yep. We'll get back to the Steve Kerr, Luke Walton, Golden State up by 7.
The NBA on ESPN, presented all season long by State Farm, is brought to you by Jaguar. See the new model year lineup at JaguarUSA.com. And Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends. Please enjoy Dos Equis responsibly.
All right, Warrior fans, tonight is Authentic Fan Friday. Yes, presented by CSN Bay Area, and I'm here in section 212 with the Authentic Fan section. And guess what? They are receiving right now some Authentic Fan jerseys. So make some noise, section 212, and let's hear it. And a big thank you to CSN Bay Area. This is our Authentic Fan section. Let's hear it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some music on the ones and twos. DJ D Sharp.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Friday night. Friday night. Friday night. Friday night. And I feel alright. The party's here on the west side. 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 This is how we do it.
Friday presented by State Farm back here in Oakland. Steve Kerr and Luke Walton have shared the head coaching duties this year because Steve was out coming back from the back surgery. Great job by Luke Walton. 39-4 to get things started. And now Steve Kerr 29-3 as this Warrior team sits on 68 wins with just 7 losses. John, we were talking about the collaboration of these guys in game and what they see and how Luke helps Steve during the game.
Well, right, because he said when he was the head coach for those 43 games, he had so much more to worry about. He couldn't just look at just matchups. So now that he's sitting next to Steve, he can just concentrate on that as Jerebko knocks down a 3. And Steve said, well, I was never an assistant coach, so I don't know what you're talking about. He stepped in from the booth and won a championship. Usually it doesn't work that way.
After the GM experience, it's going to be interesting as Curry back on the floor. Draymond Green looking for another 3. This one short. Be interesting. The ballots will come out here in the next few days for those who vote for Coach of the Year, first 3 teams, All NBA, MVP, etc. Will we voters be allowed to put a combo vote? Could I say Steve Kerr / Luke Walton would be my Coach of the Year, almost like an entry? Blocked inside by Bogut. Curry on the run, puts on the brakes, can't hit the 3. Rebound by Johnson. It'll be interesting to see if the league does clarify what voters will be able to do when we get the ballots in hand. Curry in transition. Brandon Rush has checked in, missed a game a couple of games ago.
Well, you're just voting for the Warrior team, right? So why not?
Well, the wins did not count, obviously, as Luke Walton wins. They were counted officially on Steve Kerr's record. Right. But Luke did win a Coach of the Month during the process of
Let's give it to Steve and let Steve give it to Luke. They can handle it on their own.
Well, there is a precedent if you think about it, not in the NBA, but in the NFL. Remember the year that Chuck Pagano with the Colts was out for cancer treatment, Bruce Arians was the Coach of the Year that year. Chuck came back, finished the season, that last game, then the playoff game. Arians went on to Arizona and had success. So it'll be interesting to see if the league clarifies that for the voters. As we
did Pagano get the record that Arians had?
The coaching record?
Yeah, I mean, do they do it the same as the NBA, as someone who knocks one down? It doesn't even matter. If you say it's Luke Walton's record or Steve's, it's this team.
Right.
And when they get the record, which they will get, this is your Coach of the Year.
Oh, no doubt. So, Rush can't get that 3 to go. Back the other way come the Celtics. It's been a very thin offensive quarter. Boston, which has been very good on back-to-backs this year. 11-6 the second game of back-to-backs. Struggling on the offensive end here tonight. Turner. Just his 17th three-pointer of the season. Run puts Boston on top again by 1.
This starting unit has not been good for the Warriors here tonight. Another turnover.
That is 11 turnovers and just 13 made field goals. Sloppy first half for the Warriors.
Fans, time for the MGM Dice Challenge. We've seen this before. We got 2 contestants right here who are going to compete and battle it out for 3 shots that they're going to do as quickly as they can. A layup, a shot from the middle of the key, and a free throw. Let's meet their names right here. This is Brian from Fremont. Give it up right there. And Eric all the way from Scottsdale. Wow, coming a long ways for a Warriors game. So they're going to do it. When I say go, you got to race to who's going to compete it the fastest. And if so, you get to roll the dice to figure out which MGM Resorts International destination they will go to. So Warrior fans, make some noise. Let's hear it for Brian versus Eric. On your marks, get set, and go. Here it is. All right, layup is the first shot. Now in the middle of the key. Who's going to get it going? You got to complete all 3 in a row. The quickest as possible. They're neck and neck. We're looking for the middle of the key for both of them. Brian and Eric. Oh boy, we need a free throw here. Come on. Next one advances. Who's going to get it? Make some noise for him. Oh my goodness, it's back and forth. We need someone to make that basket. Come on. Who's going to roll the dice? We don't know. He needs to make a free throw. Will he do it? Not Not yet. Yes. One more shot for Brian. Eric is neck and neck here. Will he do it? Oh my goodness. We need to hear it. Come on, fans. Yes. All right, come on. Let's get it going. Finally, Eric, you got the dice right here. Which MGM Resorts International destination will you go to? Let's hear it, fans. Where will he go? Throw it real high. Oh boy, it's going to MGM Grand Las Vegas. Let's hear it for Eric. Congratulations, you're our MGM Dice Challenge.
Well, the chase for history and the mark set by the Chicago Bulls of 72 wins. The Warriors trying to get to 73. The key principals who have played the lead roles over the last couple of decades removed between these two great franchises. Very simply put, it was a count up, now it's a count down. Think of a playoff series. Win 4 out of 7. They now need to win 4 of their final 7 to tie the 72 Bulls. 5 of 7 to break the record. And John, by winning that game in Utah on Wednesday, it means that the Warriors do not have to win a road game. All they have to do is take care of home court, and they would get the record of 73 wins.
I'm going to say they get 6 of those 7 games, Mike, and win 74. Is that no? That'd be 74, wouldn't it? No,
6 more would be 74.
Yeah,
6 more would be 74. 68-7.
Going 74.
Sullinger putting moves on Thompson, and Rush, who's come in and given Golden State a couple of minutes here, just trying to find the right mix, as the Warriors have been a bit out of sorts. And the extended defense by Avery Bradley on Curry has given Steph little room until a little screen got him 3.
What were you saying? You were going to say it was working pretty well.
It was.
It was. And that's the beauty of Steph Curry, because that line means nothing. He can shoot it from so deep as Thomas still can't get one to go.
Isaiah's 0 for 7.
Good tip from Sullinger. Here's that great screen, and the problem was that Isaiah Thomas was supposed to be the guy that steps up. He's not normally in that position. He's the guy getting screened. You're not accustomed, and that's what the Warriors do. They put you in situations you're not accustomed to being in.
Now a switch. He lost Bradley. Thomas was defending. Green's on the drive. Bogut on the cleanup.
Draymond Green just stared down Monty McCutcheon, the official, wanting that foul as he went right into the chin of Kelly Olynyk.
And then Draymond's going to get a foul for overacting on the Sullinger screen. He wanted an explanation. Monty probably not going to give him much of one. Sullinger comes to the line. We remind you, Sage Steele, the guys back in Los Angeles. We'll have the Toyota halftime. Talk about this chase for history and the play of the week. All ahead on the Toyota halftime.
Yeah, Monty usually doesn't give you much on the court. Very enjoyable in the offseason. Grows a nice long beard, wears funny clothes.
Is that right? Funny clothes.
Oh, yeah, funny clothes.
Funny clothes.
Well, playing a couple golf tournaments with Monty, and we won't speak about his golf game, but he dresses well.
You know, we can't all walk around and make 7 birdies in a row like you do and shoot in the high 60s when you play with Smoltz. Geez, I mean, just start dropping your golf ability.
I'm just a decent 12 handicap.
Yo, yeah, right. Get out of there. Monty McCutcheon's worked 12 NBA Finals games.
Great official.
Little weave at the top, try to lose the defenders. Klay Thompson goes to the basket and 1. Foul by Sullinger.
Now, all the space that's created because of the shooting opens this up. You see Amir Johnson can't leave Draymond Green in the corner, and the 3-man weave at the top creates the mismatch. It's Sullinger on Thompson. He can't stop him, can't stay in front, and it's Thompson all the way to the rim.
Rating player of the week. He only had 79 three-pointers in the month of March.
He only had 2 40-point games last week.
Complete
back-to-back. I mean, no one talks about Klay Thompson, really, around here. It's Curry, it's Draymond, and it's the team, kind of, you know? And he's pretty good.
Well, they do talk about his excellent defense. Bradley short.
They should.
Green the rebound here, and Warriors closed the last quarter very well. Try to do it again here. Steph trying to find some space, and Monty McCutcheon's got him for the elbow up by the head, and Curry in disbelief.
We've seen a couple of those. Now, Sean Livingston had one earlier. That's the 12th turnover for the Warriors as Steph has an incredulous look on his face saying, I don't know what you're talking about, Monty.
Curry had 5 turnovers in the first quarter. That was a personal high for most turnovers in a quarter committed by Steph.
Remember last year or 2 years ago, he used to give his mom money for every turnover?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. As Turner knocks down the mid-ranger, not so sure if that's still going, but she'd be having a field day here tonight. Call up Christian Louboutin.
Oh, he stepped on the mid-court line.
Oh,
yeah, great job. They extended the defense really well. And Boston, as you said earlier, does a very good job. And Avery Bradley's defensive prowess is really throwing Golden State's rhythm off tonight.
Yeah, this is a terrific trap. I mean, Amir Johnson cuts off Curry, and that foot on the line. Good trap, and another turn, 13 for the Warriors.
Marcus Smart not on the floor here. Boston likely to take the final shot of the quarter. And Brad Stevens will take the use it or lose it timeout. Isaiah Thomas, that's funny. He hasn't seen the ball go in the basket, so he's like walking away. Let me just get a quick shot in here. Bogut made sure this little shot didn't go in.
The Warriors would like to welcome the following groups in attendance tonight. Welcome.
It is, of course, the Final Four surrounding that Major League Baseball opening day. Sunday, it's the Cardinals and the Pirates, the Blue Jays and the Rays, and the World Series rematch in prime time. The Mets and the Royals, our Sunday Night Baseball team with Dan Schulman, Aaron Boone, and Jess Mendoza will get it going. It's all available for you, streaming live on Watch ESPN, the ESPN app. What a great sports weekend it is. Isaiah Thomas shut out from the field. Avery Bradley gets the look before the break and knocks down the 3. 2.3 to go. Thompson gets the shot off and it's short. And the Celtics will take the lead to the locker room as the third consecutive half that Golden State's been held under 50. They had 40 in the first half against Utah, or 42, I should say, followed by 47 in the second half. Of course, that game went to overtime, but here they are pulling 3, and Golden State will lock down the #1 seed for the NBA playoffs as long as they are in it. Of course, trying to get to win 69, they can become